Hey, we're going to ask Mia to come up for the first testimony. Give her a big hand. This takes a lot of courage. You're going to do great. You're going to do great. Real quick, just if I don't think that there's any kids in the room. Just we did send this out to parents. Just so you know, there may be some PG-13 material, and we just want to be really aware of that. But we want people to have the chance to be real and to really tell their story. We want parents to have the decision to say, are we ready to talk about some of these things with our kids or not? So so just so you know, there are other rooms to hang out at if you wanted to bring your kids in there, and there's also the child care downstairs if you wanted to take part in that. But those options are on the table. Mia, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm really excited. Mia has been at Horizon for a little less than a year.
Yes.
And Ben has been here, one of the few people who's been here longer than me. So we are getting both ends of the perspective of people who have kind of been following Jesus at Horizon. But starting off, can you tell me what growing up was like for you?
Sure. So my childhood, kind of a mixed emotions, mixed feelings. I was a 90s kid, so you have that feeling of like everything before technology, it was great. But then there was a lot of dysfunction, a lot of chaos, a lot of trauma. I was born with crack cocaine in my system, taken from my mom very early. By the time I was 5 years old, I was diagnosed with lead poisoning. By the time I was 7, I was being molested by 2 men, unrelated, but 2 men molesting me. And one of them passed shortly after that. And the other one lasted all the way through my teens. My teen years, like a lot of dysfunction, chaos. I lived in a very, very crowded household, a lot of people. There was no space for us to sleep or eat or do really much of anything. My mom had 4 kids, so kind of just fending for ourselves. I'm only one of her children that graduated high school and went on to graduate college and start postgraduate school. But it was rough, it was tough. House rage, drugs, violence, gangs. That was up until I left for college.
I'm so sorry that is part of your story. What was life kind of as you became an adult? What was it like before Jesus was a serious part of your life?
Ironically, we were always in church, though. I know. I was on youth choir. I participated in usher board. We did Christmas plays. I was always in church. I decided we weren't forced to go. I decided to get baptized when I was 12. But I don't know how Jesus was with me. But I don't know how much I was with him. I was like trying to survive. I remember like getting into an argument with my uncle right before I got baptized, and he was like trying to tease me because I was going to church, and it was like I was telling him like I don't go because I have to. I go because I want to. I felt great going. I wanted to be there. I loved to worship always. But I don't know that anything really changed at that point. I was baptized, I was going, I was worshiping, I was praying, I was reading, I was inquisitive, but I don't know how much it permeated my heart and really showed any change.
It's got to be hard when you're in survival mode for those things to really take root in that way. I do think it's powerful that like you still wanted to be there. You were drawn to worship, like even before you really had the language for it, or the understanding of it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's a piece of beauty in the midst of such a hard situation. But when and how did faith enter the picture for you?
It was in 2018. A long battle with depression and anxiety. After my 3rd attempt of trying to commit suicide, I was released from the psych ward back home. And one day I was driving and I could see. I realized I could physically see. It was like it wasn't dark anymore. It wasn't believe me, I could hear, I could feel my body. And that moment just planted like these tiny seeds of faith inside of me, and it just started changing. My circumstances didn't change. I was a mother of 2 children, a single mother, one by a man that I barely knew. I was dealing with sexual promiscuity. I had an abortion. I was trying to take myself out. I didn't want to live anymore. But somehow God just like countlessly, he showed up. He just kept showing up. I kept my job. I had my house. My children were healthy. I was in my right mind again. And I don't know, we just had what we needed. And that just started building something in me. I didn't have a whole lot of belief, but it was like, let me just get to the next day. God just kept giving me one more day. And that's really all I had to cling on to, was just getting through the next day. Yeah.
That's amazing, the seeds of that grew into kind of where you are now. How did the decision to follow Jesus change your life?
Yeah, so as much as I thought I knew, I thought I was in him. I thought I was learning, but I just haven't touched the surface. I really haven't, and I still haven't, honestly. I am walking this thing out. I am really trying, but in May 6, 2023, I did this freedom group, and I just wish I had got to a point where I was like, I just want to start getting rid of some of this stuff. And I was in this, at the end, they did this conference, and we were doing like speaking affirmations out loud, and I just let out this big shout, like I screamed. And then there was this moment like, get baptized. And so I did. By the end of it, I got baptized again. And every day after that, I just have been taking steps forward to walk in freedom, to get rid of shame, get rid of guilt, to surrender my pain. There's just so much pain. Even doing this is so uncomfortable. I am shaking. I write, I cry a lot. But I'm just trying to act in obedience. And I'm trying to push through the discomfort, because I know, like, on the other side, this is not for me. On the other side of it, it's for someone else, you know? And so I'm just grateful for God just keeping me. I really am. I don't know. I'm just really grateful. I'm learning who Jehovah Jireh and Jehovah Rapha is. I'm like actively being healed, and I'm actively being provided for.
That's amazing. Amen. What does following Jesus look like for you today?
I still don't fully understand this space. I can't put language to it, but I know grace is at play. I'm trying not to do everything in my own strength and my own effort. I've been in survival mode for so long, so I'm trying not to. I have so much on my plate. I'm just trying not to do it all myself. I'm trying to like give and let go. I'm trying to forgive. And somebody gave me this wonderful book, Seeking Out the God That I Never Knew. And I find myself just every day trying to do that. Find his love, accept his love, receive the grace that's already been given. I do a lot of writing, so a lot of times I'm like constantly rewriting I am statements. Just reminding myself that I am loved, because I really don't feel that from myself.
Thank you. I meant to do that, and I forgot.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, you see and love you. There were two women going for that right away. So.
That, I'm a child of God, trying to see God as my father and my friend, that I'm forgiven, that I'm made new. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I know when you first came, Charles is a good friend. I got to be a part of the mentoring program with him, and he said from the very beginning, he's like, I'm telling you, Mia's dynamic. Like he's like, watch out for her. And I just getting to know you, you have such just an amazing heart. First, I think it's the first thing that shines out from you, but also just like how like God has given you so much capabilities and how you've used those to overcome so many incredible things. I just can't wait to see what God is going to unlock through you. I know there are probably so many people sitting there right now feeling like my story has a place, and to see your hope and your faith in the midst of the hard things that you've overcome gives the rest of us, I think, hope and encouragement to be able to have faith and hope in what we're going through. I'm just so thankful that you were willing to be this real and this vulnerable. Let's give her a huge hand. There's almost nothing more appropriate than responding in praise right now. We're going to have the worship team lead us in another worship song before we have the next testimony. But, love it. We're so grateful that Mia is a part of Horizon, and it's already added so much, and we just look forward to the future with you. So.